the core idea of the shofar is that it has to have a core. To explain, shofar means in Hebrew tube.
Okay.
So it has to have a keratin. It's made out of keratin, but the inside is a bony-like structure that makes it a kosher horn. An antler would not be good. So we show the children all the different types
because
of
it's
horns.
not hollow. You can't make
because
that hollow.
It's not hollow.
Okay.
You could drill it and you could do something if you're creative, but it wouldn't be a shofar. Because one of the themes of the shofar is that we have to be hollow inside. We have to empty ourselves to be able to receive. So there's many levels of symbolism. Here's an interesting one, is the cow's horn. In theory, it is also a hollow horn.
Yes.
But the cow has a problem in Jewish history. In the Bible, the golden calf they made, ever since then, we don't want to use it for a ritual object as far as repentance goes, because it reminds us of sin. So, as we move along, this is a kudu horn. The Yemenite Jews...
I've never heard of that.
This one is not yet made, so I can't sound it, but it has a very deep sounding blast.
Okay.
And many Yemenite Jews like to use it because it reminds them of the biblical verse that says, on the great day of redemption, when the Messiah comes, God will blow a great blast from a shofar. So everything has many layers of symbolism in the past and the future.
Very interesting.
And this is a ram's horn, and it would go on, I think the ram wears it somewhat like this.
Okay.
But the curvature, the idea of being bent, is also part of the symbol, to humble oneself. So, and also one other element. And you stop me when I talk too much.
No, you just keep going. This is fascinating stuff, Rabbi.
All right. So Isaac, the binding of Isaac in the Bible. So what happens is God tells Abraham to bring Isaac.
Okay.
And instead there's a ram that's caught in the thicket by its horns. So because of that, we remember the commitment of Abraham, and we ask God to remember the commitment of his children through the ages. So that's the idea why a ram's horn is ideal. So cow is no good, is the best.
We don't want the cow, we want the ram.
Ram is good, and other types are okay. But here we go. Let's give a sound to the shofar. There are many types of blasts.
So you've had to cut each side off?
I'll be honest, this was done by a professional.
All right, that's okay. So, you could have taken credit for it.
This end is hollow automatically because it sits in the head. It just has this type of insert.
Oh, and that comes right out.
That's in it, and that comes right out. And you have to soak it, and it's pretty smelly when you do it. But the kids are not going to have to do that. That's already done for them in advance.
Sure.
So, but when they're done, they will be able to sound the shofar. And the shofar has different sounds. There's a crying voice. There's a coronation sound, like making God king over the world, which Rosh Hashanah has, again, many layers of symbolism. Okay. So I'll give the blast sound.
Yes, we'd like to hear it.
And then there are crying sounds as well. And again, each shofar will make slightly different
sound, sure.
Based on it's a natural instrument. You can't tune it like the musical instruments in the same way. Although you can put vinegar in or things like that to clean it out. We'll give tips to the children. Care for your shofar manual.
Oh, I like that.
God's ram horn. Okay, so let me do the crying sound a little bit, or like a. It's more a hiccuping sound. But these are the traditional sounds done throughout the Jewish world when they blow the shofar.
Okay.
100 blasts are blown over the holiday. And the idea is that the shofar is supposed to awaken in us a cry to return home.
I could see how it might. Maybe the band can use you.
Maybe,
next
right.
You never know. All right, what are we looking at here?
So for it to be kosher, which means fit, the animal has to be kosher. An animal has split hoofs and has to chew its cud. So in order for an animal to be used for a shofar, it has to fit into that criteria. So we would show a hoof. All right, so this is the split hoof, showing how an animal has to be kosher. And then we have, the smallest sound. You have to be able to see it when you blow it. It has to have you have to be able to see both ends.
Oh, okay.
This is the smallest size a shofar can be. If you look at the natural shape of the ram's horn, it's very curved. This is straight. This is a ram's horn, but what they do is, in order to allow them to drill it, they soak this in hot oil.
So they kind of take the curve out of it?
Yeah, they soak, but we're not doing that. Okay. We're keeping natural.
You're just doing the basic stuff.
We're doing the basic,
kids.
right. So this one would sound probably a little bit higher pitched. It's thinner. I'll try this one, although maybe a little more difficult.